The following podcast may be explicit. Shedcast presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Welcome to our gaming table in the shed. Pull up a chair and experience our Dungeon World campaign, Perils of Parandisi. We're about to learn the fate of Strongdawn as he attempts to give his life to save everyone else from Hisara. Enjoy the podcast.
Go. Hi, and welcome to Adventures from the Shed. We are continuing our Dungeon World campaign, The Perils of Parandisi. When we last left off, our party was in a rough shape, and we're going to go around and hear who the party is now. We'll start with Mickie.
Hi, everyone. This is Mickie. Is my mic on? Yeah.
Yes.
We're playing the thief, Damaya. Go on, Mr. Stevens. Oh, his mouth is full.
Yeah, my mouth full. JJ here, playing Strongdawn, the Barbarian, and
maybe
Glorious Sacrifice.
Hey, this is Kurt. I am playing Shadrock, the Druid, who was a Golden Eagle for most of the last episode.
And this is Mike, playing Snickle Fritz Bombus, Fritzy. And he did not kill himself last time.
He didn't. And I am Joe. I'm the game master for this Dungeon World campaign. We're going to kick it back to Kurt, who's going to give us a quick rundown of what happened in our last session before we hear from Strongdawn.
The party had a challenging hour. We're in the monastery being besieged by hordes of undead animals led by mind-controlled dwarfs. Futile attempt by Shadrock to turn them away. Met with no success. It was futile. Back inside the monastery, Fritzy and the party were trying a ritual that failed, trying to close the portal. Long story short, we all ended up going through the portal into the abyss that is the deathless or the lifeless realm, where we encountered rows upon rows or legions of what we're calling the Devourers, the shadowy humanoid creatures who come to take and consume life in our world. After struggling with a way to try to leave the portal and or to find Hisara, ultimately in a touching moment, Strongdawn sacrificed himself, literally took his life, bled out on the floor in front of us in the hopes of making his way to meet death and
Just
perhaps
so you
to
know,
make a deal with death.
when you're outside, it's called the ground.
The ground.
To ground.
When I'm outside.
You said
The floor.
He bled out on the floor.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The ground.
Gosh, Kurt.
I was thinking the inside of the Death Star.
You did a good job, Kurt.
you did good.
So
Yeah, 'cause I
we
did
finished
say-
with JJ about to make his death roll, I believe.
He was meeting death as Cesaro was coming down and taking form, and maybe
The form of an 8-foot.
yeah,
an 8-foot
tall
blonde
woman.
Yes. All right. So JJ for Strongdawn, let's do that last breath move.
All right, so
and
just
make
everyone
sure you
knows-
take into account the upper hand move.
I have Joe's dice that he's made us,
Oh yeah.
and will it fail me?
Probably it did for Mike the first couple
Will
of
it
times he
fail?
used him here.
All right, here he goes.
No,
Oh.
it did not fail.
That's an 8 for me.
So that's 8. No, that's the 7 to 9 result. So as something we don't normally do, but we did. JJ and I stepped out of the shed before we took this. Before we started this session, and we've already secretly between us, we know what the deal is, and we're going to take that and keep it to ourselves for now. But really, what this means is, as Hisara kind of starts taking over the form of Strongdawn, Strongdawn also is coming back into the form of Strongdawn. And it looks like there's a struggle between these two beings in front of the rest of the party. What is Fritzy, Shadrock, and Damaya going to do about that?
Quick,
And-
well,
and-
she's distracted.
and
Attack!
while that happens, all of those charcoal figures kind of stop in place.
So she's corporeal now?
It looks like it's like two forms in one fighting against each other, like a bad sculpture.
Sorry, Strongdawn. I'm going to try to run through the female-looking part of it.
Go for it. What do you want to do?
My pop her in the... I'm going to stab her.
Are
Yeah,
they
stab her.
merged? Is it Strongdawn's body and the woman's body?
It's
or
a
are
little. It's a little bit of both. Like I said, think of it's a bad statue, so or maybe like the wax museum. Two things melted together, but in motion. So there's a fight there. There's a struggle between two beings in one form.
See, I hope that's the form you get stuck in. the partially 8-foot woman, partially strong dog.
That would be horrible. All right, so
Roll
if you're
that
going
dice.
right up there with a sword, that's a hack and slash.
Hack and slash.
Although I think you have the weapon, the rapier, to do it with dexterity.
A
right?
rapier. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That failure.
Good golly.
Market experience.
Yep, go ahead and mark an experience.
That would be a 5 for those who care.
Dang.
That is an irrelevant.
Dang, man.
Well, I do care because I usually say what the dice are, but I was eating some of this delicious candy Mike brought.
Yeah.
Nom nom nom.
So,
nom.
Demaya, you lunge forward with your rapier, which gets pulled out of your hand and into the globular form of man flesh in front of you.
Damn it, I like that sword. Next.
I am going to hit it
Fireball.
with a fireball.
I was waiting for fireball. How many hit points does Strongdawn have? I'm curious.
24.
Yes.
Good gosh, man.
Crit.
12.
Mike rolled
So
2
that's,
sixes. Has that
That's
happened?
a 15.
Is that the first time?
It's the first time it's happened when it actually matters.
Just like in the D&D game, we got 20s to listen, right? A 20 for initiative, and a 1 to hit.
Okay.
All right, so I assume you're going to empower it or do
I
something?
might as well
or-
just empower it and maximize the blast and get full 12 damage on it.
Okay. That's going to hurt because Demaya's right there, too. Fireballs explode.
It happens.
Maybe she
I'll let
can,
you
like,
think
jump out
about
of the
that
way.
a moment before you decide.
Don't. Just
Now,
do
she's
it.
already failed, so she's not getting out of the way of the fireball right now.
Whatever.
Well, duck down.
Duck down. Duck, 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 goose.
Make it happen. Ladder up.
I'll light her up.
All right, so Strongdawn for now, ignore hit points because of the form you're in, but Demaya, you will take the 12 burnination damage.
Does my armor ignore one? right?
Unfortunately, no, because it's magic.
Magic goes right through armor.
Yeah. It's one of the advantages wizards and clerics and what have you have. Magic ignores armor.
Okie doke.
Sorry
So-
about that.
Sorry about that.
So he fireballed you.
Oh.
Shadrock, what you doing there? Hawkeye
What you got?
or Hawk 2-Eye?
These are so good.
Kurt has long, uncomfortable radio pauses.
I do. I don't like to be quiet on the podcast, but
We don't want you to be.
Whatever, do
I
it.
am going to
Whatever. Do it. He's already
transform
cheated.
into a black bear and try to bite the female neck.
Is it
Although, wait, no, I don't want to do that.
hairless?
It is.
The hairless bear.
It took
Oh,
your
those
sword
pictures
when you-
got
Yeah,
up
as
to the
soon as you touched
website.
it. I
Do
don't
you have
wanna do that.
anything of range?
That's what I'm.
You should
He
become
does.
that dinosaur that can spit the poison.
I'm-
I was
Totally
going
thinking
to
about-
say like a spitting snake or something.
Exactly.
Right?
or a skunk.
You want to funk it to death?
I don't think being punked is gonna.
I don't see why not. I mean,
Unless you
I'm
shoot
trying to
acid
think
out
can
of
we
your
think
ass.
of any realistic animal that I have that would have a range
That
attack?
requires Taco Bell.
say you have spent a millennia without a sense of smell. You gain one and you hit a skunk. That probably would be bad.
Hey, I'll do it. I don't have a better idea at the moment.
You're going to skunk it.
Sure.
Why not like one of those spitting lizards or something?
Because I don't think that there would be spitting lizards in
Up in
the
the
towering
mountains.
mountains.
Is
where I live.
skunk musk flammable?
Oh, God.
I don't know.
It's like a flamethrower.
No. His musk catches on fire and you see his skunk skyrocket.
I got 12 on my transform roll.
Well, good gosh. Then you are whatever animal you were picking.
3 olds for the
skunk
You're
the
gonna
crap out
skunk
of
it
it.
up. All right.
And I'm
gonna
going
funk it
to
out.
turn my butt back around in JJ's general direction and that of the 8-foot molding woman
I
thing.
shart in your general
And
direction.
shake and say, I poop on you.
All right. Use up a hold.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, that's a skunk thing. You just did a skunk thing. Use up a hold, and it stinks in Hisara's realm right now. Kind of like, well, a skunk, right?
Damn
Clearly, you have made this forgotten deity uncomfortable. And Strongdawn, I don't know. This could be with his normal, arena battles and curry eating. It might not be all that far off,
Right? I mean, my BO is probably just as bad.
So,
All right.
at that point, though, Hisara starts a flailing, and around you, several of these charcoal beings, the Devourers, start marching, converging in on you.
We need to take her out. Do I need to stop, drop, and roll?
We need to get
Do you? No.
Devour.
Well, at this point, we won't say you're on fire.
Okay.
We need to get the
Can I
Devourers
attempt
to
to,
devour
like-
Hisara.
Can I attempt to gain control of my one of my legs and launch myself at one of the
There
devourers?
you go. Let's try it. How would we do this? This is kind of.
Seems almost like a mental thing.
I think
but-
it's like a test of wills. This is more like a wisdom.
Yeah. Okay, we're doing that.
Try that. Is that your -1?
That's my -1.
All right. But this is like a test of wills at this point.
Exactly.
So,
That is a 7.
okay, so now.
That's not a fail.
So what I'm going to say is you're going to get temporary control. But what is it you wanted to do? And then let's see if you need to make another roll based out of it.
Tackle the one of the devourers, because
Okay.
based on the assumption that she now has life, this will weaken her.
Okay. So then what I'd want you to do is essentially make a strength roll, because you're trying to hurt her, so it's almost like a hack and slash. But let's do it as a strength roll. So you now mentally have the will to do it.
That is a
What's the AFTS
4.
again?
It's 4.
4?
6, 7, 8.
Okay. So you do this, and you get Hisara right up to one of the things, and you're touching it, but you have to, in order to do this, you're both touching it, so you feel that drain from you. And it is clearly more disturbing than the skunk stench for Hisara. And she shrieks an awful, awful shriek.
Nice.
I think the skunk cinch started it off.
All right.
Really.
It did, though.
Is-
It distracted. It stopped. For me, honestly, Kurt, that stopped me from having her attack one of you right then and there, because that was the next step.
Is Demaya away from Hisara?
Well, Strongdawn dragged the wax statue farther away, so she wouldn't be right next to it right now.
So
You can do it again?
Yeah, I'm going to tell her to get out of the way,
Get out of the way.
and then I'm going to fireball it again.
All
Okay.
right, I roll away.
Mike's really confident in his dice this evening.
I haven't let him
Let's
down
see what
yet.
happens. There you go.
Very
So
nice.
now-
Still good. 11.
It's a shame you don't get points for doubles, because
Yeah,
you've been doing that
doubles
too.
like crazy.
All right.
Yahtzee!
Yeah. So, fireball again. How are you going to deal with empowered magic? Are you going to use it, or just let fireball happen and roll it?
I think I'm just going to let fireball happen because I don't think I can take any more unwanted
I
attention.
was going to say I don't think we did it last time, but that's cool because it was unwanted for you to burn Demaya. Anyway, at least I think it was.
Not much, but that's
okay.
3 more damage.
Okay. The heat of the fireball is almost secondary to the pain of your life being drained away, but it's there. So it's like pain that starts burning. What are you going to do now, Shadrach?
It's like having a scab and putting icy hot on it.
Ooh, or on your ball sack.
Wouldn't know.
Well, now you got people to attack
Yeah,
because there's the antibody people, anti-beings.
the antibodies. That's a good one too. Devourers
I mean,
was good.
they're not going to suck you into them, so you can be the bear and attack them.
But you don't want to attack them.
What I want to do, I
Not
think, is drive
necessarily.
them onto Hisara, right? Or drive her into them, or
Okay.
That'd
How
be
do you
cool.
propose it? I like the idea. How do
need to-
you do it?
need to like get behind them or corral them or drive them in her direction.
Okay. They're kind of marching slowly in that direction anyway, because they're converging on the group.
How far away are they?
Feet to yards, depending on which ones you want to count.
So rather trying to do that, why don't you just shove me into more of them?
Or you could be a bull
Well,
or
what?
something
Ooh.
and knock into it and knock him into it.
That's exactly.
Probably like more like a mountain ram or something, right?
I mean, he can do the domestic animals too.
Yeah, I could definitely be a bull for sure. So I should hit them into the devours or the
So
devours.
I think a ram could beat the hell out of a bull myself.
The
I
right
would
angle.
hit them into
In
him.
far as orneriness, yes.
Either way,
Yeah, I think. I mean, what I was thinking about was being some type of bull behind them, pushing them forward into Hisara / Strongdawn.
okay. Well, then that'll be another shape-shifting roll. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, I guess I have to reconvert, or do I have to?
Yeah, you would just drop
So
it
I
and
drop
change.
my holes.
Yeah,
Roll.
and you would do it
another
gracefully.
9 plus 3, 12.
I think what was it? One of the last sessions you had a lot of failures, but you've done awesome.
I've
with
had
the
6 and
shape-shifting.
3 plus 3 all night for 12, which I will take.
Those are my weighted dice. Yeah, Kurt forgot his dice. That's why he's succeeding tonight. All right.
So 3
you
holds.
turn yourself into the bull.
And then I will do the bull charge like Pamplona. Boom, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 behind the devourers.
What was that?
Oh,
That was the Pamplona bull
wanna
charge.
know-
Dum, 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 dum,
But do
dum,
bulls
dum,
have
dum,
lips to even make that noise? I mean, that could be
in their
neat.
minds?
In their minds. Okay. So none of us really heard that. Okay. I won't metagame it then.
It was like Looney
So
Tunes.
you-
There was
Use
a
up-
dance for you at home. You missed the bull dance that I just did.
That's true. I did miss
It was
the bull.
all elbows.
Then use up a hold and we'll knock one into there. Now, being in this realm, as you touch them, it hurts you. We're not counting hit points right now for Strongdawn, but others who touch them, they're going to take damage. So you'll take a D4 of damage. Oh, you touch Mike's dice and then threw the candy wrapper on the floor.
One.
It's probably bad for him. 1.
One. So take the 1 damage. It won't count armor because this is
Right.
you're losing your life force, and armor doesn't really help with that, so to speak. Unless you had some kind of life armor.
It could if you had a condom.
Life armor.
Yeah, a condom, I guess, is technically life armor, isn't it? It's the final defense.
And I could shed. I could shed, but it's only 1 hit point.
I wouldn't shut that.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother because then you'd have to make the roll to change again.
Right.
All right, so at that point, the bull, the Shadrock, who is the bull, has pushed one of the creatures into Strongdawnara, his dawn, and Hisara lets out this horrible shriek, and definitely the life that was being taken or gotten from Strongdawn is returning to you. So it looks as if Hisara is losing grip of that life.
Ha!
I'm going to keep bull dancing.
Make the noise too, but quiet so we can hear. Lower so we can hear him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna basically give a big old bear hug.
Oh, honey. All right, so let's do another strength roll for that then.
Will first or no?
No, I think so far the way things are going, it's less of a struggle to keep control.
10.
All right. So with that, there is a shriek and a gasp. Strongdawn falls unconscious, and the form of Hisara disappears, and all of the charcoal things just kind of freeze in place. And you guys are left there in what is now like complete silence, almost utter blackness with the stars in the sky, and an unconscious barbarian who isn't bleeding.
He's not bleeding.
No.
It's not
I was
sound
going to
like
rush
my
up
head.
and bandage him.
It's probably still a good idea.
All right, I'll rush up and bandage him.
It's like whatever he did to make his gut spill out onto the floor kind of got undone when he, left his life or left his body behind. Hisara came down to occupy it and was interrupted. So some of that was put back together, but he is definitely in need of some help. So with the bandaging, Strongdawn, JJ, you will start at this point with 4 health, which is what the bandages will restore. You were essentially dead. Essentially? That's not a word.
Essentially.
Yeah, I know, but I made one up there. That's cool.
Essentially.
It's your prerogative.
Yes. That's when the only thing that matters is sensuality.
Uh-huh.
Essentially.
When you live like Joe Young.
When you live like Joe Young. Yeah.
Or Fritzy, baby.
I snickle Fritz the hell out of that one. So you return to life. But like horribly. You feel mangled inside. Because, well, you mangled your insides.
Do you feel dirty? You feel dirty.
Is he
inside?
conscious yet?
I feel violated.
There's no particular reason to say he is still unconscious. We can just say he regains consciousness, and you guys are still in this spot.
Now, looking around,
What would you do?
I
Have
now have the
all of
power of the
them
goddess Hisara.
Yes.
do you actually?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Can you open the portal to
Yes,
let
I
us
can.
through?
To let
I
us
burn
out.
some incense.
I like it. Okay. So there's incense burning.
Did you sit up and like, I now have the power of the goddess Hisara?
I light a match, incense, and I'm waving it around, waiting for the door to open.
Okay.
Sweet Jesus.
Who else is doing something?
I need some bandages.
I guess I
I'll
would like
bandage myself, too.
to look
Okay.
around to see if things have changed, if there is a visible opening or
Like when you look around, that's going to incur a discern realities roll.
okay.
Let's do that. Specifically, you're taking some time to roll a really nice 10 plus
11.
There you go. All right, so you have a sheet out there. Go ahead and from that basic move sheet, tell me what 3 questions you'd like answers to from Discern Realities. Start
Well-
with one, and we'll lead in from each one.
What here is useful or valuable to me?
Okay, the direction that all of the devourers were walking towards, there is almost it's almost like there's a fog machine with a light on behind it in the direction they were heading. So there's definitely a change in the fabric of this area you are in.
Okay. What is about to happen?
When you notice that, you realize it is shrinking.
Run for it. Go, go,
You have one more question, if you like.
I guess, what should I be on the lookout for?
In the distance behind you, so you're looking at what might be the exit that is slowly shrinking. Somewhere in the distance behind you, you hear kind of an unearthly shrieking that reminds you of the sound Hisara made as Strongdawn was hugging the black things.
All right. I don't want to stare down that terribleness, so I'm going to signal to my man Chadrock, and we're going to try to pick Strongdawn up.
The running of the bull.
And I'll put him on the back of the bull, and then we're all running for that door.
Book it.
I grab the bull by the horns.
You mess with the bull, young man, you'll get the horns.
That you get. Okay.
Yes. Well, it's 20 years ago. Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
So we're running as fast as possible for the presumed
Okay.
exit.
All right. If you're just running straight there, you run straight into the sub-basement of the monastery.
Phew.
And as you step through, as the last of you steps through, you realize the wall behind you just looks like stone again.
We have defeated
Stop
the
doubting
evil.
the incense, man.
That's some strong
That is
stuff.
the second time things happened after the incense. Second time. It's nice. Strongdawn's going to have a complex. He thinks he's an ancient deity now.
I am.
And incense cures
And
all.
I am also a shaman.
We need to see
Is-
if the hordes are outside.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to go see
Let's go check.
if it's a disaster area outside.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't we see those black things in here, too? Because this is where they were coming from.
They could have gone upstairs. We don't know.
Could have.
We need to go check out the monastery.
Let's go check it out.
So when you're in that room, like I say, you notice there's rock behind you. So the dwarves and monks you left in this room aren't in here now, nor are their bodies scattered about or anything. And running upstairs, you see on the next floor up, there's nobody around there. You get to the main floor and up towards the doors, the entrance exit, the main doors, they're wide open. And outside, it looks like there are just the collapsed forms of the undead things and a whole lot of confused dwarves.
And what about the undead animals and things outside the monastery?
That's what you see out there. They're like collapsed, like they're no longer
carcasses.
reanimated.
I step
it's
out
gonna
and I'm
smell
like,
nice.
yeah!
High fives all around.
Incense for all.
Incense for
Fritzy, baby.
everyone.
Let's see. So,
Fragrance party.
there are plenty of dwarves that look like they have been slain during the time that you guys spent in the other world. The dwarves from within the monastery were attacking out, and unfortunately, some of their friends got attacked and killed. But the ones that did not die seem to be getting their brains back to them, and they're trying to just go about their business now, trying to regroup and figure out what they're doing next. What do you guys want to do next?
Have a beer.
Well, there's plenty of that
Dwarven
still.
ale.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's monk ale.
Monkey.
The dwarves don't do anything here except sell it. We'd have to find a dwarven city in the mountains somewhere.
So
for
we have
that.
secured the monastery. There's no impending danger.
Probably ask the god. See what strong.
Yo, Strongy.
Strongy.
I have no more designs on this world.
There you go.
Wow, he is going to be impossible
He's
to
going to
live
be
with.
impossible to work with, yeah.
I guess I will walk over and try to assist anything that's going on, whether it be dragging things in or repairing things. I don't know what I can do, but I can help where I can, I guess.
Okay.
I want to find the artifact that was going to let me bring all these things into this area. Because wasn't that the original thing, that there was an artifact or something here?
You know what? I'm going to give you a shot at this. Let's do a spout lore. That's going to
Okay.
be intelligence. It's something you think you know, which is going to be spout lore. Now, I'm going to give you a chance that you might actually know it.
That gives me a 7.
Okay. You are convinced that this thing you seek is not here, that it was taken to the big city weeks ago. And that is part of the reason that you weren't at full power and you weren't able to defeat these weaklings, right?
This is true.
So somebody stole away with it weeks ago. Maybe it was that alginate dude.
Maybe.
What was the name, Kurt?
Aglanor?
Hey!
There you go.
Nice.
Once I wrote it down, I got it. You told us that you are an ancient god.
Yes. I am now she.
Why aren't we killing him?
Because we
I am
see
me.
through the bullshit.
Strongdawn is at least convinced.
I have control of her.
Can we get to a higher vantage point and make sure there's nothing else?
So I was gonna say,
Coming.
I want to go do a
Sure. There's
fly
some
around.
recon.
Yeah, little
Do some
Okay.
recon?
leisurely recon. Make sure there's nothing we need to know about.
Yeah, so bird it up.
14.
Good gosh. It wasn't a 6 and 3 this time.
No,
it was 6 and a 5.
5.
All right, so Shadrock will take flight and see that outside of the monastery, again, things are settling down. Some of the real live animals seem to be finding ways to care for their undead cousins, dragging them off to different places, not just left out in the open to continue rotting. So the nature is trying to take care of itself, which is maybe touches your heart a little.
One single
Tacos
man
of my
tier.
heart.
Or pisses you off, one or the other, I don't know.
Can we get one single man tier to just...
Only when he's in bird form. And it looks like some of the dwarves outside are just like walking away. Maybe like they're done with the monastery. They're no longer interested in this mess. But they're just walking east towards, on the road east. Towards what? Who knows?
I want to tell some of the monks that they can start worshiping Hisara now,
Oh, cool, cool.
because my designs have changed. Like my basic tenets, I no longer crave. on
Probably not a good idea, Strongy.
Is he the god of curries now?
We don't want the monks to worship an evil
Also,
god.
we need to teach them martial arts, because what kind of monks don't know martial arts?
Peaceful.
Peaceful.
Yeah, the peaceful ones, the beer making ones.
Drunken monkey, anybody?
Yeah, but still, they didn't make it themselves. They bought it from the monks who did make the booze, right? So
Are the hack shields okay? Like I know the hack shields were a big part of the.
So they're still in charge. It appears they never lost that. They just lost a lot of their numbers to the control of Hisara. Thargus, the guy who was in charge, he'll tell you that they are starting to put together their own little task force to figure out how this all started. How did some of the dwarves get kidnapped? Who did it? They are going to try and figure that out. Of course, they're more than willing to have any help if you want to help them, but they feel it's their business because theirs were abducted, turned, and attacked against their own family. So they're very upset about that. Now, some of their employees are ones that Shadrach has seen walking away. So they now have some people who have they quit their jobs and they're going to find something else to do.
Seems like our time here
I
may
think
be
our
done.
time here is done. I say we
To the
take a
big city
rest
we go.
and go to the big city.
Big city, yay!
Big city.
We built this city.
We built Big City.
this city on rock.
So the point of taking a rest first, let's go ahead and do that. If you guys end up taking 2 days of rest, you can just be healed up because you get half of your max with a good night of rest.
Yeah.
Is anybody at the point where they could level up?
I
don't
could
know if
level
anyone
up.
was close. Yeah?
I actually rolled well for a
Yeah,
change.
it's weird.
So I will not be leveling up currently.
You haven't had a failure yet.
I had
this
one.
session. You did?
Just one.
What was it? No, I can't remember.
I forget. I forget what it was, but I had 2 when we started.
Yeah.
So
I guess I can't
am
remember.
2 over.
All right, so JJ, if you see something for the barbarian that you would like Strongdawn to have, and it's applicable, then we can do that before you guys take off for the city.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Love you like a truck. No. It's going to be love you like a truck.
My love for you is like a truck.
To go with his new Eagleomania, the Con of Cons.
Con of Cons.
Your hirelings always accept the gratuitous fulfillment of one of your appetites as payment. So as long as they see me performing for fame and glory or conquest, that is considered payment.
Then that brings up the question of, do you guys actually want hirelings? Do you want an NPC in your group?
That's the
'Cause
thing.
that's what a hireling is.
At least in my experience, the NPCs we didn't bring into until like we were much higher level. But I mean, we could.
Mm-hmm.
I could also do Usurper. When you prove yourself superior to a person in power, take +1 going forward on their followers, underlings, and hangers-on.
That could be cool.
That could be cool.
Let's see. And I was also looking at the indestructible hunger was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
What is that?
I can choose to take -1 ongoing until I manage to sate one of my appetites instead of taking damage. So I can just ignore damage once.
So one of the things he does when he rolls the D8 and D6, he's pursuing a hunger and appetite of his. And while he's doing that, if he takes damage, instead of taking the damage, he can choose to take a -1 to all of his rolls until he satisfies that hunger again. So he could kind of negate a crap ton of damage, but then do poorly at everything he rolls for a little while. That could be kind of interesting. Because he seems kind of the Constitution-y kind of dude.
Yeah,
-1
but
ongoing is tough, though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go with Usurper.
All
Just
right.
because it plays into what I'm doing right now.
Oh, it does. It's like you're going to take over someone else's followers now.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
like
what I'm
that.
exactly trying to do.
All right, cool. So we'll do that. That's the level up move for Strongdawn. Remember, you're going to add 1 to 1 stat.
Oh, yeah.
Not to the modifier, but to the stat itself. And if that ups the modifier, then
I will
take
make
that
my
into
wisdom
account.
a 9.
The wisdom will no longer be a -1. All right. So from there, everybody will be healed up. If Fritzy wants to change any spells or prep anything different, go for it. And The monastery, while they're trying to regroup, they don't have like a wagon for you guys to take, no horses or what have you. So you're going to end up just doing like a week-long foot trip. And what I'd like to do with that is we are going to take the advanced move of undertaking a perilous journey, because outside of the monastery might not necessarily be the safest road right now.
Considering there's probably still undead around.
It very well could be.
What is this move again?
So it's on the back of the basic move sheet. It's called a special move, and it is called Undertake a Perilous Journey. When you travel through hostile territory, choose a member of the party to act as a trailblazer, one to act as a scout, and one to be the quartermaster. So the way this works is each role is plus wisdom, and the role that you choose, or the job that you choose, determines that type of thing. So if you're the scout, you're going to see something before they see you. If you're the trailblazer, you get there quicker or not. And if you're the quartermaster, that determines if you overeat or undereat on your rations. So we do, remember, have a 7-day trip here. I don't know how many rations people had before we started this trip, but we're going to need them. So take a look at your rations. Well, except for, yes.
By nature sustained.
Yeah.
I have a lot of rations, apparently.
Yeah,
Because I put a lot of circles on my sheet.
I have 9 written beside there, so.
I have 10.
I've got 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat your
So you
rations.
guys will...
Is there any way I can replenish my adventuring gear while I'm here at the monastery?
We had said last time you guys asked while they were getting the monastery ready, they don't have gear around, but they did have a few handfuls of food that you guys could have 2 rations
That's
worth of.
why we have
Plus
so
the
many rations.
bandages, yes.
10-4.
So as it stands on the trip to the city, you're going to use just about all of your rations. It will be 21 that you'll need for the trip. And it sounds like that's about what you guys have. Close to it.
Okay.
So let's get these roles assigned. I like to do them in the order of the scout, then the trailblazer, then the quartermaster.
I'm
So
the
who's gonna be
quartermaster.
the scout.
Scout.
All right. So give me a roll plus wisdom.
Nice! Snake eyes!
Did you really?
Snake eyes.
All right.
1 and 1 plus
Great.
3.
So mark an
for a 5.
experience.
You
That's
did
my
not
first
see
fail, right?
anything.
Gosh.
I assume that I have more wisdom than your character.
Yeah.
I like that. I assume I'm way wiser than you. Really.
So I guess I will be the trailblazer.
Trailblazer, yeah.
Trailblazer is the second roll I like to see, yeah.
So that is
That's 5 on the
6.
dice. Plus 1 is... Wow, you guys are going to have a great trip.
Wait for it.
Mark an experience. And now, quartermaster.
Let's see.
Plus... At least it's plus 0, right?
6!
6. I don't think... In the time I have played this game, I don't
I've
think I've
never
had
seen
I
a
should've
3
just
failure.
rolled.
failures. Yeah.
A
You know
dread
what?
dragon swoops down and fries
Yeah.
your party to a crisp.
Yeah. So...
We all die of dysentery.
Yes.
Demaya, because you didn't roll, you're the only one still alive. What do you want to do with the 3 corpses?
Loot the bodies.
Loot the bodies.
We all die of dysentery.
We don't have
Shit.
anything worth looting.
The freaking
Okay.
Oregon Trail got us, man.
That's awesome.
It's a total party shitstorm.
It is.
That's
You
what
guys
dysentery
did
is.
Awesome. Shitstorm. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. You are a few days into it, so we'll say you're about 3 days in. And we're really going to play this as it's just a straight-up ambush. As you guys are walking down the road, arrows come flying in from both sides of the road. So what I'm going to do, I kind of drew it out a little here on the map. That's just a road. You guys are headed that way. And we're going to say that from both sides of the road here, there arrows come flying in. And because Demaya hasn't failed yet, I'm going to give her the first opportunity to react to this ambush.
She has shoot first, so.
Yeah, she's
That's
can't be
one of the reasons I'm
surprised.
saying it. You got that. So
And
I call bullshit.
Axe first
That's
instead.
not why you did that.
it was in the last recording. She had picked it. So
Okay.
these are things I like
you
to
remembered,
see.
okay.
Yes.
So since she's got, so let's say she senses the arrows and just drops. flat.
It could be one of those things too that you hear the whoosh as they're coming out
Hit
towards
the
you.
deck!
The snap of the string.
And I'll yell out, hit the deck at the same time.
Okay. And I think the first
I punched the
anybody
wagon.
realizes anything's happening is when you say hit the deck.
Do we have a wagon?
No.
Oh, I thought we had a wagon. Damn it.
No, unfortunately.
She said hit the deck, so pop.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna punch a horse in the neck. That's gonna be something he does every horse he sees. Damn it.
I hope not.
So you're not going to get hit. We're going to give you that. But what is your next action? As everybody else is about to take a chance of getting hit by an arrow. So
this is a road?
You guys are heading east from both the north and south. From within a few bushes, there's a few scattered trees here and there. The arrows came flying out. You recognize the sound of the arrows and the bow strings.
So there's like shrubbery.
Yep.
I'm going to roll into the adjacent shrubbery.
Roll
try to get
into the adjacent shrubbery.
Try to get some cover.
All right. That's where the arrows came from.
Oh.
Okay. You're headed that way.
Rolling. I've got daggers. I'm good.
All right. I want to give Shadrock the next opportunity to react to being hit by an arrow, about to being hit. Wow,
I like it.
I'm just making grammar up and words and
Difficult.
everything.
Do I have time to transform before the arrows hit me?
What would you transform into that an arrow wouldn't hit?
A tortoise.
And you land on your back.
I could transform into anything and then have the option to shed if I wanted to.
I like the idea of
That's
tortoise hunker.
That's a valid option, and I don't mind it.
I'm
So what are you going to be?
transform into a gray wolf.
Okay. 6.
10.
Are you
One.
sure?
Oh, yeah, 'cause you have +3 now. All right. Like, how'd you get 10 out of that? All right, so 7 and
6 is
3
back,
is
so.
10. Yeah. Okay. So you transform into a gray wolf, and now take a d6 plus 2 damage.
6
Max.
plus 2 is 8.
8. Now your feet are on the ground,
Right, so I have 2 armor on that.
so you would be
6.
taking 6 if you allow it to happen.
Right, and
You could probably just shed that one.
I'm just thinking. I see an
I'm
arrow.
just going to revert to my natural form to negate the damage.
I see
The
an
idea there
arrow.
is-
A snap decision to turn into a wolf, yelp, and turn right back into a.
Exactly.
There you go.
So it was actually super dexterous if you're watching this because I'm like, roll, transform into gray wolf, and then back into human, and no pain at all.
I think that Kurt
That's
needs
awesome.
this to be a video podcast.
Okay.
I do think the folks at home really missed out not seeing the bull dance.
I think
too.
so.
It's kind of sad, but it is what it is. All right, so that happened. Strongdawn. You're about to get hit with an arrow, or 2, or 3. What are
Yeah.
you doing?
You're
I'm
a
going
goddess.
to.
Going to take the life from the arrows.
I want to find out where the leader is. Like where? Like, do I hear? Do I have any inclination as to where the command to fire came from?
I guess you
You-
can
you
decide that
listen-
after the arrow hits you. And
All right,
You
let's do
listen
it.
real
Guess where
nice.
it comes from.
The arrow whack.
I mean, if you have an arrow, or 2 or more coming straight at you right now. And are you I mean, how do you react to that?
He takes an arrow to
just-
the knee.
Yeah,
Drop.
I mean that's.
Just drop low, drop as low as I can.
So are you going to try and avoid them? That sounds like dexterity. Let's do that. And
that gives me a 8 plus 4 plus 1. 13.
13. There we go.
8 plus 4. What was a plus 1 for?
Dexterity.
Oh, that's an 8.
Yeah, this is an
I
8.
keep forgetting you're rolling a d8. I thought that. All right. Anyway, yes, you drop. The arrows fly past you towards Fritzy, who is.
Can I use
Pin
my
cushion.
magic to incinerate the arrows as they fly toward me
With a fireball?
and use defy danger
Defy danger with intelligence magic.
magic?
Yeah, let's see what happens. Because you could get hit with flaming arrows.
Or superheated shrapnel.
Oh crap!
That's
That's 9.
Okay. So instead of being hit by the arrows that were coming at you and the ones coming at him, you'll just be hit by one flaming arrow now that's coming at you.
Great.
And the rest are consumed in your fireball. And this one caught the tail end of it, and it's coming at you.
At least it'll cauterize
Okay,
the
so
wound.
how much damage does
You
I
are
take?
going to take a d6 plus 2,
2 plus 2.
4. And your armor counts, because it's
Okay,
just
so
an arrow.
minus 3.
However, that arrow is on fire, and you're going to need to do something about it soon.
I pat it out. Pat it out. As I pull it out.
You reach the bushes, and you see, crouched in the bushes, 3 elves with longbows.
Daggers, slice, slice.
Dagger, slice, slice. That sounds like hack and slash.
Daggers, slice, slice.
Okay.
While she's doing that, I'm getting ready to turn into a bear.
You say
9.
that? Okay. 9 hits.
Because it's plus dex, right?
That is correct. And you will do your damage, and they will do damage back to you.
Tree.
So just as you leap forward, that elf lets his last arrow go as you're leaping forward to hit him. So you hit him for 3, and then he hits you with the arrow as you get close. So a d6 plus 2.
It's not a fair exchange.
Not
That's 8.
necessarily, no. Because you rolled worse than he did. Well, you technically rolled both, so there.
So that was 8. Of
But
course.
you are in there now. And he's like, after he shot, he was going to drop his bow, and you get in and slice, slice.
Slice, slice.
Pokey, pokey.
Pokey, pokey.
All right.
So I'm in a closed...
You're in this, like,
in a melee fight with
3
dwarfs.
3 elves.
Elves, excuse me.
Elves, the other dwarf meat.
I immediately regret this decision.
I'm coming. I'm going bear style.
And that's what we're going to see happen next. What's Shadrock's?
11
You got
plus
it.
3, 14.
Nice. So with 14, you get the full 3 holds, and you are turning into a bear for what purpose?
To tear off some
Ripping
elf
out,
heads.
I was going to say ripping out some elves' throats
Okay.
with my claws. Wow, wow.
All right.
And then maybe a bite.
Claw, claw, bite. Dude, this ain't D&D.
Claw, claw, bite.
But you only get the bite if both claws hit on every other Tuesday with a DC
I've got
of
3
15.
holds. Oh, claw, claw, bite.
And then, but if that's what you want to do. So which way are you heading, north or south?
Hopefully
Where's
the
Demaya?
same way that
Demaya went
went.
south.
I'm going to help Demaya.
Now, if you
on,
guys
girls
want to
back.
grab one of the dry erase markers wherever the heck they went, right over here, you can draw on that board
I figure
for
Fritzy can
yourselves
handle
as
the other
well.
side.
Yeah, I would say don't go on the other side because it will
It's
be
gonna be
soon
on
on fire.
Love it.
So
this where we are?
those 3 that I wrote are my guys. Write yourself in there. There we
There's
go.
D.
Yep.
And
He's
So
over
we
there.
are
I'm going.
using our projector on the
1, 2,
table
3,
here.
straight down.
And we have a map that we'll be describing for those listening as we go. So we have a road that's going west to east. We have a north and a south
shag.
side. And we have archers, the
Cast.
ambushers on both sides. And we have our party, and Demaya and Shagtastic have ventured to the south side. So you lumber your way over there, and you see Demaya and 3 elves kind of melee dancing.
you're doing the dance of the 7 veils.
is, yeah, think of the coolness of elves fighting, right, with the coolness that is Demaya. And that's what you see as you approach it. So maybe that little bit of circling and sizing each other up.
It's hard to watch.
And then a giant bear runs straight through.
It's like the punchline.
Literally.
I mean, I really want to try to go. I want to use all my holds or whatever I can get away with to go. I want to go 1, 2, 3 down the line, 3 throats.
That's pretty fast for a bear on its hind legs. So what I'm going to let you do is 1, and then we'll switch the camera to someone else,
Okay.
if that's the way you want to do it.
Sure.
All right, now give me a side you're starting on, the side towards you or the side towards me?
Towards
so
me.
West or east, west, okay.
Why are the elves frilly?
Because Mickie is making drawings. It's really cute. I like it.
What do I roll here? Just
What
Hack and
do
slash.
I roll
Hack and
here?
slash.
Well, here, before you do that, now that you rolled freaking awesome,
and I rolled 11 plus.
what we want to do is the whole bear thing. All right, so are you a bear to deal more damage? Are you a bear to take more damage? What's the bear
In this
piece
case, I'm
this
trying to
case?
deal max damage.
So for each hold, you can add a D4 of damage.
Carnage. Not damage.
Carnage.
Carnage.
But for each hold you use, you can add a D4 of damage. This is something we've used before.
Okay. So this is
So
one attack.
this is clearly going to hit. Your hack and
Right.
slash hits. And because of it being damage, you have your normal druid damage plus a D4.
Right. By using a hold.
You are going to use a hold. Okay. So that's one of them.
4.
Okay. That is enough to rip the throat out of that dwarf.
Elf.
That elf dwarf. She said dwarf. Ugh. Even though I just went on to describe how cool it is to watch elves fight, you rip the throat out of a dwarf.
He's done.
Yeah.
Why it didn't dodge very well.
Oh, that's Mickie.
me.
Okay. I thought it was my phone. And you're starting to lumber your way towards the next, as Strongdawn does what? Now that he
I
ducked,
stand back up. Ha ha! Puny elves. You can't hit me with your whistle sticks.
whistle sticks.
Whistle sticks.
Okay. Now, what are you doing?
And that
'Cause
is,
you're-
what are you waiting for? I'm
you're in
attempting
the-
to draw their attention by taunting them.
okay. You're pretty much towards the middle of the road.
Yep.
And they're both north and south of you.
And so I'm standing out in the middle of the road, easy target.
Okay.
Nice!
What'd you get? Failure?
Nah, that's a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's failure.
American XP.
Take a D6 plus 2 as an arrow hits you in the back.
Nice.
And you
I
roll a
take
1.
nothing.
You guys are rolling horrible for damage.
Not
horrible
me.
for me. So it's plus 2, though. So you take 3 minus your armor.
So I take 2.
There you go. Fritzy,
And I
you're right next to Strongdawn and just got shot in the back after taunting elves.
would like
You're
to
an elf.
I'll turn to the opposite side of the road and let go with the fireball.
To the north, then.
Yes.
Okay.
And I would bomb it right in the middle, so I hopefully can set them all on fire.
You want to
yell-
use the red marker for that?
I'm going to yell, coward at the elf that shot me in the back.
And
Let's see what happens.
Shakalaka.
That's 11 on the dice. You can't fail with that. So how are you going to handle that? Is that going to be empowered?
Yeah, I guess it would be.
Yeah, he says.
And I don't
Flame
know
on.
if it helps me more to double the
Flame
targets or to maximize it.
Is it the skunk
as
blast?
we're playing it sort of like a
When we
damage.
do double target with fireball, I mean, we've done this before in the other game. Essentially, here they're not close enough that a fireball would hit all of them, but we can kind of say the fireball could spread towards the end and be a larger burst radius or something like that.
Okay.
So if you wanted to be able to reach all of them, Empower would work for that, but of course you couldn't maximize the damage as well. I think it's one or the other.
That's what I
right?
would like to do is hit all of them.
Okay, so so as the fireball approaches, maybe it breaks into 2 fireballs
Or 3 fireballs.
or 3. Right, I like that. That works too. Roll some damage. Let's see what ends up out there. So it's 2d6. You roll 11 to hit and 4 for damage.
4, yeah.
Nice. Okay, so
At least they're on fire.
I'm just putting my dots up there for them.
The
Now,
elves
is
are
4
on
divided
fire.
amongst them?
No, they each take that.
Okay.
That's one of the big advantages of Fireball. Everything in its area takes the full amount. So whereas a single magic missile could do up to 8 points to one thing, the Fireball can do 12 to anything that it touches. It's pretty good.
And I guess I took unwelcome attention.
Okay. That's probably going to happen since they're on fire. And yes, these elves are on fire.
Although Strongdawn was also taunting them, so I don't know which
Well, he
one
took an arrow to the back. He's paid part of his penalty already, at least. All right, Demaya. Shaggy ended up getting a little bit of bare throat guts on you as he ripped the neck out of the one behind you. The one that you already stabbed. And you turn towards the others and...
Let's dance.
Let's dance.
You can dance.
What is that you're
You
drawing?
can dance.
I don't know.
Okay.
Something
Everybody take off
abstract.
of your pants.
It's definitely abstract. What you want to do?
Let's slice.
So another hack and slash.
You know what? I've got this golden
What?
root that's burning a hole in my little hip pocket.
All right. What's golden root do?
It, once applied, the target treats the next creature they see as a trusted ally until proven otherwise.
Ah, you did this to the dwarves before.
I did. So, with my magic fingers, reach into my pouch and apply the golden root.
Okay.
So I just have to touch their skin, so like their hands are
I imagine it's kind of like a pimp slap. Powder.
powder the hand.
So what we can do is I'll let you. So you have numbers 2 and 3 written on there. I'll let you apply it to number 2 without a roll. If
Okay.
you want to try and get both of them, you're going to have to make a roll.
Let's hit number 2.
Okay. So mark off a use of the poison itself. And he was distracted as the bear was lumbering towards him. And you sneak up behind him and apply the poison, the friendship potion, to his neck. And when he realizes that you were that someone was behind him and touching him, he turns around and just read what it says again.
The target treats the next creature they see as a trusted ally until proven otherwise.
So
There's that love
your
music.
buddy,
And
yeah.
it swells in the background as he turns around and is like,
Yes, the love boat.
So I'm going to pass number 2 by and keep
Yeah,
going
might be a
for
good
the throat
idea.
of number 3.
All right, go for it.
So you're going to go for it?
Yeah, let's let him get that shot in there.
9
Oh,
plus 1
man.
is 10.
Yep, that's a success and all. Again, you have 2 holds left. Do you want to deal the extra damage for a hold?
On damage. 4, 6.
6. All right. So you hit the last guy. Don't quite tear his throat out. Maybe a chunk out of his shoulder.
He's tougher than
No,
the last
no,
one.
He is. And yeah, so she raises part of the frilly. Strongdawn. The woods, bushes, what have you, in front of you are currently suffering from a fireball.
I am going to charge at the person I think shot me in the back.
So you turn around and head back in this direction to the south.
Is that the guy that did it?
Oh, well, I'm going to say that you were facing towards the north and got shot in the back by someone from the
All
south.
right, I'm going.
All right.
So you're going towards Shagtastic and Denia?
yep.
Why am I calling you Shagtastic?
And why'd you say Denia? Because that's pretty funny.
Demea.
Demaya.
Demaya.
Whatever.
What the heck is your character's name?
Some chick, I don't know. I made her up.
I made her up.
Oh,
Not untruthful.
all right.
So yeah,
Not quite as
I'm going
emotionally
to
attached
charge
as
the
to-
coward that shot me in the back. So,
It would appear that it is the one that the bear has just hit, because the other one is, ready to play patty cakes with Demaya.
so I'm going to run. There's a fallen log, and I'm going to jump off the log and bring the axe down into his head.
Outstanding. Let's hack and slash that bugger.
That's a 12.
Oh, yeah. So, and that's kind of messy and nasty, and it's...
Oh yeah, everything I wield is considered whatever. Yeah, messy.
I think it's
Forceful
messy
and
and
messy.
forceful. Yep. So you, and he's got a frowny death face now. This poor elf. Yeah. So you separate his head from his shoulders and his ears from his skull, and is just a mess of elf on the ground, or what was elf now is elf pieces. Fritzy.
I'm going to cackling stare at my people on fire and go, run, you fools, and hit him with another fireball.
All right. I'll let you do that. I think they're distracted enough from the first one that they're not shooting at you yet, and they're probably ready to run.
Still good.
It's still good. It's
9.
Still good. 9? Okay.
Fritzy's losing it.
It's going to, you're going to have to stop casting that soon. Okay, roll your damage. Roll your damage and get more than 3.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. You reversed
11.
it this time, right. So not a good roll for the cast, a great roll for the damage. When that fireball explodes at its target, it kind of engulfs where they were, and when the light and the radiant, the heat dies down, you don't see the elves there anymore.
Does you see little elf shoes that are smoking? Sorry.
That works for me.
Loot the bodies. Loot the
They have
bodies.
fire retardant shoes. Loot the shoes. Loot the shoes.
So now I've got
So now
my
you've
one
got a
elf.
buddy.
I've got a buddy. Hey, little buddy.
Yeah. Fortunately, you weren't standing where the fireball went off. Therefore, he's still your friend.
So come
'Cause
here,
it
little
hasn't
guy.
been proven otherwise.
Let's talk. Do I understand what he's saying?
He hasn't said anything to you unless you ask him a question.
What's your name? Who sent you here? Let's start with who sent you here.
Who sent me here? Trying to think. Even as a trusted ally, I'm not at liberty to give you that information.
All right. So what's your name?
Not sure I should tell you that either.
Oh, come on.
But we're buddies.
We're buddies. Well, I mean, I'm going to make it easy here. There were 6 of them. I am 2 of 6.
You're 2 of 6.
Yeah,
All
like
right.
the Star
All
Trek
right,
thing.
Tootsie. Why were you shooting at us?
Because we want what you have.
We don't have
Of
anything.
course. Well, the things you're carrying, the things he's carrying. We mean to rob you.
All right,
Common
so these are
elven bandits.
Common bandits, huh? So you shooting at us to
Of
rob
course,
us?
isn't that what you would do?
Well, I would do it with a little more finesse than shooting arrows from behind a shrub, but that's just me. So do you have a camp nearby?
There is a hideout nearby, not a camp.
So is there a hideout? Is there a
Yeah,
7,
of
8,
course.
and 9 of 6?
Oh, there is the rest of the local band.
How big is your band?
Well, we've got a drummer, a bass. All right. Anyway, we are about 50 in number.
Oh, good. There's 50 of them.
Well,
Well,
40.
Minus,
Yeah.
yeah, minus the 5 we took out.
I'm sorry, the what?
No, nothing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Since you're
Until
so
proven
cool,
otherwise.
let's meet your friends.
You're not.
Yeah,
She's the
I'm
buddy.
talking to her.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we want to mess
Yeah.
with the rest of these guys?
Who are these people?
No, they're my friends
Yeah.
too. You see,
Including your pet?
yeah, nice bear. Yeah, we keep him around for protection because obviously these roads could be dangerous.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so why don't you? I want to meet the rest of your friends. Can you take us to them?
Well, I suppose. I mean, it's just you going, right?
No, well, our friends are coming too. I mean, he makes the best curry.
Does he?
This side,
Does he now?
yeah, amazing curry.
At
And
least
our friend
eats
here
the best curry.
does amazing tricks with magic. He can make things disappear and reappear. It's awesome.
Who's going to put out that fire?
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Oh, yeah.
They kind of just.
Worry
It's
not.
like a forest and fire.
We'll stomp it out.
And I think only I can prevent forest fires.
All right.
Actually,
so
he
we'll
can.
send Smokey over.
we'll send Smokey there.
Kurt has had 2 lines for the last 20 minutes. And they're both growls. That's awesome.
So Strongdawn's going to start concentrating.
Here's what I want here. Although he's your buddy, you're trying to convince him that this other band of things with elf blood dripping from them, it's also his buddy. You need to convince him.
They're my friends.
And
Therefore,
here, we've got 2 things here. So for me, what I'd like to say is let's use a game move, and it's called Parlay. However, in the text of Parlay, it says you have something that the GM character wants. All right, so you have leverage on the GM character, and then you roll plus charisma, and you're asking them for something.
That
and-
leverage is friendship.
And that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Here,
and
in
his
order
life.
to use it literally, let's think of what leverage do you have over this elf at this time.
His life.
Now that
Oh,
is
no.
if you're
No, if you
to me
threaten him.
that
No,
is if
it's
you're going to
different.
threaten him, and then you're not his buddy anymore.
Yeah.
well, I've got a real
So-
shiny necklace.
That's an option.
I've got a shiny
he,
necklace.
He meant
that
to rob you to begin
You meant to
with.
rob. What?
Yeah.
Imagine what a hero you'd be when you show
Mm-hmm.
back to your band with this pretty little necklace.
So kind of like I have this for you if you let all of us come along.
Yeah.
So let's try that parlay then. So you're going to roll plus charisma.
Yeah. Wah, wah, wah.
All right. So at this point, he doesn't quite believe you. And he loses his warm fuzzy.
I have to stab him in the neck.
I think because you cannot be surprised, I'll give you that option first.
I'll stab him in the neck.
All right. So let's do a quick hack and slash on there and finish this feller
Louise.
off. Or maybe it's not so quick.
6.
A 6 will be a failure. So Demaya will take, as he grabs for that long dagger at his waist and lunges forward past your attack, you'll take a d6 plus 2 of damage. So 4 minus your armor.
And I'll face palm him with Charm Person.
Nice. Okay, I like it. And he's distracted right now, so I'm going to let you just cast that spell and touch, because you have to touch him.
Yep.
So you can get up there to touch him, but just go ahead and cast the spell. Rather than having some kind of roll to get up near him.
Which
we'll
spell,
just let
Mike?
you be there. Good gosh, another 11 on the
Yeah,
dice.
14.
Okay.
Charm Person. Face palm.
Okay. And now let's read off Charm Person, please, so we see what that one sounds like.
So, any person that you touch counts you as a friend until they take damage or you prove otherwise.
Okay.
So I'm going to say, hey, let's go see those friends of yours.
Well, all right. I mean, as long
Hey,
as she stops trying to stab
It's a
me.
party. It was a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding?
You try to stab us, we try to stab you.
That's how we make friends where I'm from.
All right, so he leads you off down kind of like a hidden trail to the south. And after about a 5-minute walk or so, there is what looks like a decrepit hut out in the forest. And when you get closer, he makes a couple of like wild animal noises, like a bird chirping kind of noise. And the front door of it opens, and an exceptionally tall elf, maybe about 7.5 feet tall, steps out. And the one that was leading you there says, "There's the boss now." And that's where we'll stop this session.
It might be Andre the Giant. I hope it's Andre the Giant.
An elf named Andre the Giant. That's
All right.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Later, friends.
Bye,
y'all.
everyone. Penis.
Bye-bye.
Be friends with us.
Strongdawn manages to make a deal with death that allows him to return and help our heroes overcome Hisara. After making sure the monastery is safe, they head out towards Kingsbury in search of new adventure. Thanks for joining us. The preceding podcast was brought to you by Shedcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.